All right, Jeff again here, 180 East 4th Street, Lafayette. Sorry, my tablet ran out of memory there as I was reeling back in. So I was just talking about the transition joint here. This little piece of rubber from the Fernco kind of caught my camera. It's really not a huge obstruction at all. It's only about a ½ inch tall. And what happens here is on this turn, it forces the camera into that outside part of the joint there and it bumps into that. There's really very little there obstructing anything. You've still got a, solid 3.5 inch wide piece of pipe there, if not better. So, I don't see anything obvious going on with the joint. There's some level of standing water throughout the Transite concrete. It's very minor and it's really far from the house. We've got some more standing water here as we come closer into the ABS. We'll see how this stuff looks. As it relates to standing water in general, it's more concerning when it's closer proximity to the home. And the reason for that is if you ever get a blockage, for instance, theoretically you get a blockage, let's say that happens at 70 feet out from the house. You have to fill up a humongous amount of pipe just to get back to the foundation wall of the home. In doing so, you create a lot of head pressure. That's the water weight sitting against a blockage. Very few blockages can withstand the head pressure of, something building up for 70 feet behind it. Versus a belly that's closer into the home, you don't have that same level of leeway. So this one here, we're hitting an inch of standing water. And right now, the top of the pipe is at the bottom of the screen. You've got a debris skiff there. I don't see evidence of just multiple backups over and over and over again, but that is a sign that area there has clogged before and at least flirted with a backup. It blocked, filled up. We'll see how things look as we keep coming back in here. But that one does reach my threshold for recommending a repair. You've got an inch of standing water there, and it's over a reasonable length of pipe. We'll get it mapped out here. All right, about 2 foot 10 inches deep there. It's not a terribly deep line. I mean, for the length that it is, we're only about 5 foot 2 inches deep or so at the main. And let the water kind of settle back into place here. We finally completely come out of the belly. It's about a 10-foot long section of pipe there. You're actually a little shallower at this end, about 2 foot 4 inches deep. Anyway, you can see the latter part of the belly there tapers off to a very minor amount, but you have to, when you fix a belly, you have to fix all of it, not just part of it, or it won't get fixed at all. Anyway, you're at an inch and a half, no more than that, but anyway, that's what I recommend a repair on. If you do repairs, make sure a rescope is performed after the you want to do that after the trench is closed to check for settling problems. So right now, again, top of the pipe still at the bottom of the screen. You do have some debris skiff going across the top of the pipe still. So that is an indicator that is at least blocked and made it back to, this point here. That's the only way that debris gets there. So that's where it finally busted loose, was right there. So it backed up for, a reasonable distance there before finally having enough water behind it to overwhelm it, although we still have more coming back this direction. So it's possible it did make it all the way back to the house. That debris skiff has continued. There is a little tiny bit of standing water. I mean, that's like a 32nd of an inch. But yeah, at some point in the past, it looks like a backup did occur. I don't see a level of debris there like it is happening every time you flush the toilet. I wouldn't expect to see that from a belly of that size there. And then we just went back to the foundation wall. Everything beyond this point is exposed piping in the crawl space. So I'm going to do some reviewing of the video at home. But right now, the one thing I am recommending a fix on is from 32 to 43 feet. The belly there with an inch of water in it. All the standing water beyond that point out in the Transite concrete is too minor and too far from the home, in my opinion, to need repairs. There's just not enough there to cause problems, not unless you are heavily abusing the line. I mean, you'd have to be abusing this thing hard enough. It's going to block up probably before it even gets to that point. and or you're feeding the line a healthy diet of paper towels, wipes, and grease. I mean, stuff that has no business going down the line. You have to do that pretty aggressively to get anything occurring that far from the home. So the belly there around 32 to 43 feet. It's at the breaking point. It's a 10-foot section of pipe with it, not the entire length of it has an inch, but between that and the blockage and backup evidence in the line here, it's one I would like to see corrected. If for some reason the line is not fixed, there is enough debris in here that, I mean, you could potentially justify jetting. It would mostly, it's not really from a functionality standpoint. It would help you to get a better idea as to how the line's handling your living habits if you did a rescope in a year. And usually if you are living with some kind of problem in a line, it's ideal to have the line cleaned and brought back down to base so there's zero buildup in it. That way when you look at the line a year from now, everything you're looking at, you know, is from your household. That gives you a baseline for how the pipe is handling your living habits and how you can, you know, adjust things accordingly to help keep things flowing along. So anyway, if it's not repaired for some reason, you want to try and treat the line like a septic system. Folded toilet paper only, no wipes, paper towels, flushable wipes, cooking oil, grease, anything that's going to struggle to get through the line, build up, and or does not disintegrate. You want stuff going through the pipe to be easily stuff that breaks down. Anyway, keep your eye on the report, though. There may be something I mentioned on there I don't talk about in the video today. There's just that the sun glare has got, it's hard to see fine detail right now in some spots. Otherwise, the remainder of the ABS pipe we scoped there, I can see that stuff pretty nicely. It's a transit I want to take a better look at under review. But outside of that, all the ABS pipe we scoped there is intact. None of it's busted or broken or anything like that.